Welcome, fellow adventurers, nerds, and neurodivergents. Sit back, stay hydrated, and prepare yourselves for tonight's adventure. Apologies about last week. We had some. Oh, God. 1 second. we had some. We're having some technical difficulties. We had some life matters happen last week and some scheduling conflicts, so we had to skip the week for everyone's sanity. But we are back, and we're back with a new campaign. The world of Etheros, our own homebrew world, working on a whole publication document, hopefully will be available somewhere sometime. Details to follow. All new campaign. If you missed the previous one, it was quite the misfit adventure. And our short break where they got to traipse around the coast as level 20 characters doing shenanigans. But now we're going to be pirates. So, without further ado, we are going to pick the right soundtrack. How about that? All right. The year is 535 ED. The third moon of Etheros is eclipsed by the sun. It is the last day of... I didn't update that month. It is the last day of the month, and all three moons are full. The streets are flooded with guards and passerbys as the prisoners are escorted with hoods and chains. Their attempt failed and they are to face trial the next evening, as they are dragged through the streets by Admiral Dirac Typhon and the Black Rock Cove City Guards. The crowds are whispering and muttering. Some more unruly folks are throwing rotten food, rocks, and waste at the hooded figures. They are taking to the dungeons underneath the Black Rock Cove docks. The smell of mold and mildew fills the air. There is a constant, slow, and inconsistent drip. The prisoners have been temporarily put under silence and slow spells, but they are visited by the Admiral himself once before the trial. They are chained to the walls and their hoods are kept on. You know, that was a pretty convincing story. You all almost had me. Almost. Tomorrow is your trial and execution. Enjoy your last moments on this island, in silence, in darkness, and in your cells.
Wait.
To be a trial, how do we know there's an execution?
You are under silence and slow, so you cannot talk and you cannot move well.
Silence, missed that.
Is that all of us, or?
He turns and walks and nods to one of the guards standing at the main gate underneath the docks here. I expect you'll keep a good eye on these prisoners. No need for them to escape.
I'm just gonna nod and be quiet.
It is a long night, and the next day equally long, if not more so, with the sounds of walking and chitter-chatter above. The guards are rotated a few times throughout the day, but the same rotations happen, and it is the same guard as the previous night, standing here, awaiting their escort for this execution. The slow and silent spells are released as your escort arrives, the Admiral at the front.
We still have bags over our heads, right?
Yes, and you're chained to the wall. You do not. You're not part of this, actually.
Oh, no? Okay, never mind.
Nope, you are not a prisoner because you are not a pirate, and you did not do whatever these three prisoners did to deserve this.
Which,
Damn right I did.
which three is it
Turtles.
of us?
You all stand accused. Lala, Private Kraka and you, hired mercenary Detol, of insurgency, attempted assassination, and breaking and entering against our queen. Do you have any final words to say to your lawmaster before you are brought to the noose, staring down the barrel of our rifles?
You have no proof.
Our proof is you were caught in the castle attempting to assassinate while your captains ran off.
I don't serve any captain.
Well,
and I have
you
no
were
reason to murder any queen.
you were allied with one of them, and you followed her
Allied.
into the palace.
Some bitch's butt in front of me doesn't mean that I followed her.
I thought this was going to be a civil trial among pirates, but I guess not. Looking around at all his guards.
How many guards are in the room?
So this is under the docks. Imagine in the jail cell of the Flying Dutchman in Pirates of the Caribbean. It's dripping, it's wet, it's mildewy, it's gross underneath these docks. There's kind of water splashing in a little bit. So it's a small corridor. There's only a handful of cells down here. It's a temporary holding block. There's a larger prison that you know of, but these are expedited trials. It's a probably barely 10-foot wide hallway, and it's the Admiral with 3 other guards that look like his he's an admiral, so they look like his elite captains.
There ain't nothing civil about a trial that decided we're guilty before there was even one.
Well, was your chance to prove me wrong. But I don't see anyone else standing here willing to take the blame for this fiasco.
Well, I
Of
can't
course not.
prove that you don't have sex with farm animals.
Indeed.
Does that mean you're guilty?
I will see you at the top of the decks. Turns around and leaves. One of his guards leaves with him. The other 2 are there with you. Mysterious
Coward.
guard number 3.
DM, can I ask a math question?
Sure.
What is an average of 5d8 plus 2d8?
So 68.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, would that be 7?
78. So somewhere between
Oh.
28 and 35 is the average.
Is
Yes.
is the guard that's left with us? Does he happen to be holding keys?
There's 2 guards. The one of the elite guards that came in with him, and the one that's been watching you all night. They both have sets of keys on them. One of them, not mysterious guard number 2, is walking up to unlock your cell doors, but you're all chained to the walls.
Can I cast sleep on the other guards at 2nd level?
There's only one other guard.
Okay. It would be 78 and his hit points. Hopefully, it's enough. And if it's not, Can he tell that I tried to?
Yes, there are vocal, somatic, and material components to sleep, though we don't consider material components in our games unless they have a
Okay.
cost.
Mhm.
But there's vocal and somatic.
Okay, so he sees me.
He is currently trying to unlock a door, so you can attempt to be stealthy.
I would like to attempt to be very quiet while casting this.
Make a stealth check. First roll. A
Dirty 20.
You can be stealthy. You are adequately convinced that he is very focused on the prisoners and ensuring no more funny business is going on.
Alright, I cast it at the second level.
Roll your 78 and pray.
DM, where are hero points and inspiration points mentioned?
I haven't added those to the sheets yet. We'll
Okay.
get around because their inspiration points at least are going to be changing a little bit.
That was a 36.
Not a problem.
Here, can you take these keys? I'm gonna go here and lay down. This just gruff-looking, some type of humanoid. He's got too much shit caked on him to really tell. Just kind of falls asleep in the corner, and this other guard that you don't know what's going on because you didn't see anything. But one of you each could have sworn you heard whispers, but you're not sure if that's because you're going insane from being in darkness and silence for the past almost 24 hours, or if you actually heard it. And then you hear a thud.
I'm gonna start unlocking them and telling them to please don't hit me.
Okay, takes you a while to jingle around with the keys to figure out which one goes to which cells. Hey, what's going on down there?
One of your guards fell asleep!
Okay, I'll send down 2 more.
I'm gonna ask any of them if they have any weapons on them at all.
You would know that they don't have weapons on them. They're stored in a chest that is right next to where you are.
I'm gonna open the chest.
Alright, you
Can
unlock
you?
the doors and you open the chest. You see their equipment and various weapons in there.
Get me my tools out of there and I can help you unlock these faster.
I
Yeah.
throw her the tools.
Yeah.
You throw the tools to her and they bounce in front of her feet while she's still chained to the wall.
I thought I did them.
No, you only unlocked the door and then you turned around and quickly opened a chest.
Wasn't the door already open?
No.
Alright.
Alright, I go and untie her. Unlock her.
Okay, she is unlocked. She is not dehooded.
Can she not get it off herself?
I think I can manage that one.
Kraka and Detol, you both hear commotion going on around you as you are still chained up and have hoods on. Lala, you are now effectively freed.
I'm gonna take my tools and start picking the lock on whoever's next to me.
I'm gonna unchain the other one.
Kraka's probably easier for you to get, Lala. Mysterious guard number 2. It's probably easier for you to get Detol. Detol's pretty tall. Detol and Kraka, you feel after a little bit that your chains are undone relatively easily. In doing so, Kraka, maybe not you, but Detol, you realize you probably could have pulled hard enough and broken them. They're pretty sea-weathered chains. They're eroded by the salt and being stuck under here. It's not really a great environment for metal.
Indeed. If my hands are free, I'm gonna rip my hood off.
Okay. Hey. What was her name again? Captain No, it's not Graybeard. We have too many fucking pirates on this island. Private Graybreeze!
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
What's going on down there?
We're coming up.
Do I need to have these two gentlemen join you?
Stop
Shoot.
beating us. I'm coming.
I have them under control, sir.
Each of you make a deception check, Lala and Mysterious Guard number 2. All right. Stop having your fun down there and just get them up here. The crowd's going crazy. Kraka, D-Tall, and Lala, you are all met with this very convincing pirate-looking person that has now just freed you.
Really hope that this doesn't get too bloody, but I do have an out for you guys.
I should hope so, that you didn't just untie us so we could walk to our deaths.
Indeed.
You really didn't have to do that. I was fine where I was.
Well, I mean, if you want to hang, by all means, I'm sure you can go ask him to hang you.
Well, I mean, it's pretty much the way I feel anyways, but since somebody likes my company, I guess I'll come along.
DM, what's at the top of the stairs?
A vestibule area. It looks like a vestibule. There's a gate. Then there's a gate. Then there's stairs. And it's repeated. Gate. There are 4 gates to get out of here. The bottom 2 are unlocked. They left the bottom 2 unlocked. And one of the top ones is unlocked. The outside top one, because they were preparing to come down until they heard you pretending to beat one of the prisoners.
So go through 4 gates and then outside air?
From what you can see, yes.
From there, signals can be sent, yes?
Yes.
I'm gonna motion for them to follow and head up the first set of stairs.
I'm going to... Oh, wait. No, never mind. We're on a ship, aren't we?
No.
Oh, no?
You're in Black Rock Cove underneath the docks.
So is there rock? Like, is it rocky? or stone?
I would say that there is stone structure underneath there mixed with, like, very weathered metal and wood.
Right. She is casting Pass Without a Trace.
So are we making stealth checks?
I don't know.
How are we moving up this?
I assumed we were trying to get out of here, not murder an entire crowd of people. So
Alright.
Stealthy works. We'll try to be stealthy.
So everyone make stealth checks and add 10.
28.
We got a 28 from the Mysterious Guard, a 34 from Kraka. D-Tall, I don't know why you rolled a strength save.
Oops.
Lala, a 28 as well.
Lala rolled a strength check.
Oh, no, that's a stealth check.
That's a stealth.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Why did I see? Wow. Okay.
I think
Sorry.
your brain combined strength and check.
Ugh.
And a 24. Well, there's 3 people at the top of the stairs. One of those could have been bad without that plus 10.
Mm-hmm.
One of those was a 19. One of those was a 19, and I always add 3. So that makes it a 22. But you guys are being stealthy enough, and you've been deceptive enough that as you get to the stairs with your tentative, what you assume is an undercover pirate guard ally, you, mysterious guard number 2, or 4, depending on which number we're looking at, would peek over before you're moving slowly and stealthily to get up there. You would peek over the edge to kind of see what's going on. You see the area's gated off. Here's this one. Come on.
Are we still supposed to be on the tavern map, or are we supposed to see
I'm
something
switching now.
Okay.
So you would see an area right outside the docks is gated off. There is a crowd of people behind this area, and there's a bunch of different dock guards. You see there is a huge platform with nooses hanging from it and 4 slots. And there's a firing squad about 50 feet away from this platform. 8 rifles. 8 people, 8 rifles. And then you also see what looks like a collapsible leg. So what you can gather from the pirates being as brutal as they are, hanged, shot twice, thrown into the ocean.
I'm gonna glance at Kraka and like mumble super quietly, "You sure you still want that?"
I don't really know what I want anymore.
She's just gonna like stare at him for a second, and then
There's no escape route. This whole area is crowded.
yeah. Fuck. I don't suppose there's like a stealthy way to fire off like a flare gun.
I want to fire this really loud, bright object into the sky to signal my friend, but I want to do it stealthily.
Well, if we can't walk through, could we swim?
I don't know about y'all, but I'm pretty good in the water.
Yeah, is there a quick way to get to the ocean real quick?
Are
Not
any of the boats
from the
empty?
current path that you are on, because everything is gated and guarded, and there's a straight path to this platform. So from where you are currently looking, there is no way from this main path to get out.
Where on the map are we?
So you would be coming up from underneath the docks, like here.
Wouldn't we
Like-
just like slip and blend into the crowd?
The crowd is being held at least 100 feet away from the docks in a guarded, barricaded line.
Are there any tunnels or sewage tunnels?
You can go back down and make either a perception or investigation check to try to find something that would resemble an alternative way out of this rather
All right,
unmaintained area.
I'm stealthy, so I will go down and investigate.
Well, you don't have to be stealthy to go back down into the prison area to investigate.
I didn't mean the prison area. I just mean like under the docks, I guess, to look for.
Well, the prison area is under the docks.
Oh, okay. We'll see if there's a sewage or an alternative way.
Perception or investigate. Oh, it's doing the weird thing where it doesn't show your modifier.
Did it? Did it come up at all?
It's
Oh,
rolling. Oh,
There.
it showed it there. An 18. Not too bad.
Gangway.
It takes you a while. It doesn't take you a while, but it takes you like a good. It feels like a while. In reality, probably only a few minutes of you just kind of searching around. There does seem to be some breaks in between the stone and some cracks and some falling rocks, some places that are of disrepair. There seems to be a hole that looks like it's wide enough for a small creature to get through, but it's been boarded up. The boards are pretty weathered. On the other side, you could peek through the cracks of these boards. You do see, like, you'd be in waist deep water. It's splashing a little bit.
But it is a way.
It is a potential way, yes.
She's gonna go back up and essentially whisper to Deetle, if you can help me move some of this stone, I think we have another way.
Hey,
Not a
Private
problem. Show me the way.
Graybreeze. Where are my prisoners? You hear the cocking of rifles at the top of the approaching as he's approaching. Just
I'm running down,
Give
moving
me a
on boldly.
second. I dropped my knife. I have to find it.
Hey, you, other guard, or whoever you are.
make a deception check. You do not have inspirations yet.
They're on my sheet.
Oh, are they?
Yes.
Yeah, you don't have any inspirations yet. You have hero points. D6. That's an 11. So,
I'm gonna walk back downstairs and see what they're doing.
okay. Mysterious Guard number 2 has successfully staved off temporarily the advancing reinforcements. All right. But you got about 2 minutes before I send down my guards.
Yes, sir.
The other mysterious guard. That's however
Sleeping?
you say. I don't know how to say his name. Joachim.
He's not there.
Oh, he's not there at all.
Nope.
Okay.
There's the sleeping guard that's still asleep, and there's the one that's helping you guys currently.
Can any of you make a distraction? Something pitched into the crowd?
I've got a pretty decent throw.
Would a random glowing rock freak them out enough?
It's best if they don't see where it's come from, but if that's the best we can manage.
Well, what are we trying to do? Are we trying to leave?
Yes, but we're trying to leave with our skins intact. So I'm trying to cause a distraction so we have time to get through this hole.
Well, this is a pretty ratty prison. Are any of these walls really weak?
That's the
I'm kind of a heavy fella. I don't look that big, but my shell's pretty strong. I might be able to just blast right through it.
Why don't you and Detail head down, see if you can open up that opening big enough for y'all to get through.
We'll try our best.
This lady and I'll see if we can cause a distraction.
Well, all right. As long as you think it's a good idea, I'll try my best.
Good, now
I'm gonna
get
go
quick.
down.
All right. Lala and mysterious guard number 2. What are you both doing to cause a distraction?
I think you said 100 feet. Are there any guards that are within like 60 from where we're hiding at the top of the stairs?
Oh yeah, there's plenty of guards within the range. They're all kind of walking around and holding the barricaded perimeter.
Right. I'm gonna throw some psychic blades at ones that are within 60 feet as close as I can get to where the crowd is, so that it seems like it came from there.
I gotta look at your sheet here real quick. All right, so I'm gonna need you to just make. How many psychic blades are you throwing?
I think only one for an action.
So okay. You're not technically in combat, and I'm
Nope.
assuming that you have a free hand for both hands.
Yeah,
So I would
I'll
allow
do,
you to throw up to 2.
all right, let's do 2 at the 60-foot range, but as far apart as I can get them as well. So we're doing like a 2-prong disturbance.
Okay.
And then
Roll 2 attack rolls for me.
17 and an 18.
Okay.
Reason the second one didn't add the modifier, but it's an 18.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll your damage twice.
And 9.
Because you guys have rolled so well on your stealth, and those were decent hit rolls, not super high, but decent. Your blades make contact with guards and then disappear. And the guard kind of looks around, and the crowd's kind of getting riled up. And they call over other guards to them and go in 2 separate directions as they're trying to calm down the guards. Like, who threw something at her? Like, and the crowd's going like, oh, fuck you, I just want to see this execution. So grandma walks up with a stick and bonks someone in the head. Crowd's getting rowdy. Your distraction seems to have worked.
You want to create a third point? Go ahead. Just don't blow our cover.
I don't think I'd have anything of use at the moment.
That's all right. You've already been more than useful. Let's go down and see if they need any help.
I'm just gonna follow her.
Kraka and Detol. You both go down to the area that Lala has described. You find the crack in the wall that's got some rocks missing, and it just looks in disrepair. There's just some wooden boards kind of held over it. You're not sure how. Some kind of sticky substance or something. They look rather rotted and weathered.
I'm gonna try to rip and tear into them.
Okay. Kraka, what are you doing?
What? If you can't loosen those boards, I'll just try to blast right through them. But if you can get some of those off, it would hurt a lot less.
All right.
I'll do what I can do.
Detol, go ahead and make a strength or athletics check.
Okay. I'll go with athletics.
I'm assuming you have proficiency.
Yes, I do.
17. You grab these boards and you pull, and it kind of just bends. And then, some of the rock-like material bends with it, or is pulled with it as it bends, and it kind of just bends for a while until it finally snaps and it falls to the floor. The next board kind of just wobbles off. It wasn't really being held on by much, and the rock fell with it as the rock that was holding it on fell with the first board. You loosen some other rocks. The hole's a bit bigger now. It looks like you could even fit yourself through, but you're not sure about Kraka with how his shell is. You did open the way well.
You want to try it?
All right, I'd step back a little bit. It might not look it, but you're about to see something pretty amazing for a turtle.
I'm gonna step back about 4 strides.
Okay.
So how far away can I get away from the wall?
Alright, so Detol stepped back about 4 strides. Detol, when you do that, you run into Lala and Mysterious Guard number 2 as they're coming down the stairs.
Guys should stay put.
Kraka, they're at the base of the stairs, so you can get probably, without running into them, I'd say about 8 or 9 feet away from the wall.
Perfect. I'm gonna get as far away from the wall as I can, and I'm gonna start running in, like, how you would think a turtle's gonna run, so like all slow like.
Mhm.
And then on my second step, I'm gonna use Step of the Wind,
Okay.
and I'm gonna dash,
Uh-huh.
and right before I hit the wall, I'm gonna jump.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna tuck my head into my shell, and I'm gonna roll my shoulders so that like the upper portion of the back of my shell is what hits the wall.
Okay. You guys watch as this depressed sounding turtle steps back to you guys almost. Takes one slow step, and then on the second step, flies like the wind. And just as he's about to hit the wall, it's like his shell moves on its own and his limbs and his head disappear and slams into the wall. It collapses. The guy you put to sleep starts waking up. Then he's hit on the head by a rock. Just kind of snoozles as the underside of this structure just kind of collapses in that area. So much so that some of the dock collapses in from up top too.
Let's go, guys.
Hey, what's going on over there? Guards, what do you do? Why are you over there? Someone hit me with it. And this grandma came over. Just get over here. There's something going on with the prisoners. What are you doing?
Running through the hole.
Fucking run. Also, not bad for someone who wanted to die a couple minutes ago.
Why, thank you. At least someone appreciates the little things I can do.
I'm just
And
gonna
I
follow
see.
them.
Do I see water?
Yes.
I'm just gonna run right towards the water and dive in it.
Well, it's all water because it's essentially the ocean, the underside of the dock that you are now entering. There's this giant hole above where you're going, and you can see the sky.
I'm gonna send off the flare then, just real quick, and then run.
Guys, alright, we need to... You guys get on your ships, we need to go now. This flare whistles up and explodes in this bright brilliance as the four of you swim into the ocean. You guys see and hear the flare go off. Are we just swimming? Are we looking for anything? Where are we going?
Okay.
I'm looking for something to eat while I'm underwater.
You find, like, I don't know, seaweed and small shellfish.
Help.
Really? Not even a regular fish? Just shellfish?
You're underneath the dock where there's a ton of ships. There's not a lot of fish in this area.
Yeah, I would have found a minnow or something.
How fast is his boat?
You're not sure. He just assured you that it had advanced speed propellant technology.
Can I describe his boat to them so that they know which boat is safe?
Yes.
I do that.
The first thing that you would describe to them is the fact that on both sides of the boat, in very large glowing letters, it says Sioux Sailing Inc. And it has the colors of the Onyx Accord on its sails. It's very hard to miss.
Oh man, another boat? Who is this guy? How do you know he's safe?
Trust me, he's safe. Ignore him if he opens his mouth, though. You especially, and I look at Lala. Do not interact with him. Maybe cover up a little bit more.
I am soaked from head to toe. What am I be covering up?
You hear the splash of a bullet next to one of your heads. Another one. You see rifles behind you as they're shooting through this little opening that you guys created.
I just dive deeper and
As you dive deeper, you see above at the surface, and you guys would see this on the surface, that out in front of you, At least the direction you're swimming, because you're just following the straight path out underneath the docks. Beep, 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 beep. These round cylindrical objects are being dropped in the bay area away from the docks. And you can hear the slight chirping of the beeps underwater.
What are those?
No, you don't go near the beepy things. They go beep beep, and then they go boom boom.
Are you positive?
I've used them before. I'm very positive.
Oh.
It's what we used to do to stop people from chasing us out of the open sea.
There are wide swaths where these are not being dropped, because I would assume that they don't want them too close together, otherwise there's a chain reaction explosion in the middle of their bay. However, it's a little disconcerting that they're dropping explosive devices into the water.
Can I dive down
Women.
and rock?
Can you what?
Dive down to grab a rock. Like it's not
Sure.
super. All right. Can I grab said rock and throw it at the explodey thing?
You're not close enough to one.
God damn it.
And your throw distance is cut in half underwater.
I say that's good and bad. Okay.
You would be within its blast radius to be in range or to throw a rock at it. Based on what Kraka has just explained to you. They are just dropping them indiscriminately, as you guys had a pretty good stealth check. You're able to kind of use the chaos to your advantage. But you're not entirely sure how long you're going to be able to keep swimming for.
So are we looking for anything in particular as an escape route, or are we just swimming?
We're looking for this guard's friend's boat. Second cousin twice removed boat.
What
Listen,
is
at
it?
least I got a boat.
What did it say on the side of it?
But they aren't here, so they aren't helpful.
Did you say it said like City Slicker on the side of it or something?
It says Sioux Sailing.
Sue sailing. So I guess we're going to Sue's ship. So let's look for Sue.
You guys are now about a couple hundred feet away from the docks. You're like the bay is deepening. Another couple hundred feet in front of you, you do see a fishing boat. A small fishing boat.
Does it
I'm
say
gonna. Oh,
Does it say anything?
Nope, it's just a small fishing boat. It looks like there's just a couple fishermen with a few nets casting them in and trying to
A
bring
couple like 2 or a couple like 8?
a couple like 2. It's a small fishing boat.
I'm gonna swim to the top of the water and, peek my head out like a periscope to see if I can see this Susie sailor.
You don't see anything yet. You guys have only been swimming for a few moments. This is the first boat that you've come across. It's not really a big boat. It looks like it'd be big enough for 4 people. It's not very safe, but it would at least get you out of the water.
Y'all want to commandeer this thing?
Just don't hurt them. Ask them nicely.
Can we nicely steal from you? Yeah, I'll do my best.
Can we nicely take your boat into deeper waters and then return it to you without risking your life? Might be like a better thing to say to them, you know.
Well,
I
guess I'll let you
mean,
do the talking then.
As you get
we can
close,
always just see if we can pay them for a ride.
one of them throws a spear at one of you. It misses, but it's a little alarming.
Yeah, shoot back.
So, what are you shooting back with?
I have a short bow.
All right, forget the nice of you.
I'm just gonna float up to the surface with just my shell on to make him think he hit me.
Okay. Hey, look, Pa! I got one! I got one of those big fish things that are in the water. Ah, good job, son. I'm so proud of you. Cast a net. You feel a net kind of grab onto your shell, Kraka. They start pulling you into the boat. Man, this thing's heavy. What did I do? Catch a shark or something? It looks like you got a turtle there.
Oh god, we got us a couple banjo players.
Oh God, we have a child.
Ugh. Man, son. We can't get this thing into the boat. Kraka, you're right up beside the boat. The net's not really around you. It's just kind of hooked onto the edges of your shell. It's a really small net.
Can I climb up the net?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to grab onto the net and flip up onto the ship, try to land behind them, and then just push them in the water.
You need to make an athletics check or an acrobatics check, and Lala, if you want to attempt to climb the net on the boat, you need to make an athletics check.
It's a 19.
I'll also climb up so I'm not just in the water.
That would be well. Let's wait because these two are doing it simultaneously.
I'll do a hero point.
Roll your d6.
I must find them. That's a 4. Probably didn't help.
It takes you a while, and your hands keep slipping because you're wet and the net's wet, and it doesn't do damage, but it doesn't feel good to grab onto. Kraka, like some type of acrobatic fish turtle, you flip up and land on the boat. A little wobbly, you almost fall into the other side because it's rocking. While 19's good, this is very tense situations. As you do so, you notice that some of the ships are pulling out from the dock. You're a ways away, but they're getting ready to cast off. As you do, it's alive, Pa, and it's a person. And then splash! You push them both in the water. Oh, we're fine. I thought he was gonna stab me, Pa. It's all right. This is the first time we fell in the boat. Hey, give us back our boat. The rest of you can climb in. What was that? Go ahead.
You're lucky we didn't stab you.
Don't worry. Don't worry. There's bigger boats coming you get to ride on.
Sorry, mechanics thing. I can't find my hero points. They're
That's
normally
fine. We have to figure out your character sheets for that.
Oh, okay. because I couldn't find it and I wanted to mark it. Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Thanks.
You all successfully have commandeered this small little fishing boat that just has oars, 2 oars for maneuvering, and not very many fish in it. They're not very good fishermen.
Would I know which direction
That was gonna
Mr.
be.
Stew is coming?
Do you know which direction?
You know,
Like, I should know roughly, right?
yeah, he should be coming from the northern direction, northeast, northwest, somewhere in that range, the northwest to northeast area.
I'm
Is
gonna
it-
point and say, who wants to help me row?
I was just about to ask if it's a small enough boat where one person can row, or do you need one person on each side?
It's small enough where one person could row.
Well, if you just want to tell me which way to row, I'll row. I'm not really good with the sense of directions, but you tell me to go left or right, I know how to do that at least.
I'm just gonna point north.
The directions we've got.
All
Yeah.
right. Well, I'm just gonna start a rowing. Tell me if I'm going the right way.
He starts rowing north, the general northern direction. Off in the distance, you would all recognize, because Detal, Kraka, and Lala, you've been pirates for a while. Well, Detal, you're a mercenary, but you've been with the pirates. And mysterious pirate number 2, who's not a pirate, you would also recognize that the admiral's ship is casting off, as well as 2 of his fleet's ships. And then you see a flash on one of the decks of the ships, and then a flash on one of the other decks of the ships, and then one of the masts goes down, and one of the other ship's deck lights on fire.
Woohoo!
Kraka and Lala specifically, you would remember. Well, both of you roll a history check. Let's see if you would remember this, because this would have been a while ago in your backstories. Detal, you weren't told many details because you were just a mercenary.
Yay, a natural 20. +2.
That means everyone gets a hero point or an inspiration point.
Hey.
And
We
then
don't have a place
Kraka.
to we.
There, Yanoris has one, so the rest of you should. I'm not sure if you do. Like I said, I had to check that.
I don't believe I do, but I will write it down in my notes. I have 1.
It's at the bottom of the features and traits, so it should be where it was on the other campaign.
I don't know if I added it to everybody's.
Yeah, that's why I looked, and it is not there yet. But that's okay. I'll keep it in my notes for now.
Kraka, I need you to roll a history check as well. There it is. Well,
The 6.
Kraka, you don't remember. You're just super focused on rowing. You're rowing the best you've ever rowed. Lala, you would remember Captain Venick Smallbones talking with Captain Hoppy Fishhook about if their plan goes south, they will booby trap some of the larger assault ships, frigates, or larger, to kind of take them out of the game for a while.
Looks like the plan's headed south. Good thing we're going north.
You guys really must have pissed her off.
I don't know what we did. All I know is I didn't kill any queen, wasn't planning on it, and somebody owes me some gold.
Do we see the boat yet?
No, you're just rowing. All right. With that, we're going to cut and go over to Sue Sailing Inc. Mr. Sue, you have been chilling on your boat, just kind of sitting in the general area that your friend, Yenor Graybreeze, had hired you to sit in. You haven't stayed in the same place, and you've come onto shore a couple of times for merriment and refreshments, being sure to keep a low profile and not get in trouble. Some of that merriment you took back to your ship with you while you waited. However, as you are doing a morning stretch and checking on Poppy, you see the flare off in the distance.
Time to get. I guess we're gonna go get your master, right, Poppy?
Poppy just trills in excitement.
I give Poppy some little scratches, and then I was sitting out on the kind of like on the deck area, in just kind of like basically in a loincloth and a big towel. So I kind of stand up and I drape the towel around myself, and then I walk back inside. And in kind of like the captain's quarter area, is our I guess you said Ganassi are the most plentiful race here, right?
Well, it's primordial bloodlines. So both the homebrewed, what did I call them? Primordial descendants and the Genasi.
Okay, so there would be a male Air Genasi and then a female fire primordial descendant, both naked in his bed there. And he's gonna kind of walk in. He'll look down at both of them, smile real quick, give a big sigh, and then just kind of throw I guess the towel that he was wearing off, and then he'll give like a big clap to wake them both up and say, "You both have been absolutely lovely, but you need to go. Get the fuck out." And he would wait for them to leave. He would pay them, and then he would get dressed and move, and then have his boat move towards the area where the flare was for the coordinated meeting.
Well, the Air Genasi kind of, it's so early. You had us up so late.
None of that. We had
Kinda
fun, yes.
Yeah. He kind of gets up like someone that doesn't have their coffee yet. Just kind of slumped over, hunchback, kind of drags his feet, slowly putting on robes, so lazily.
As he rolls out of bed, I slap his ass real quick.
You what?
As he rolls out of bed, I slap his ass real quick. Like, come on now.
The other one gets up. Like, well, at least your bed's comfortable.
It is. And he gives a big cheese smile.
She gets herself dressed. You're lucky you chose someone with magic. I can get us back to the in real quick.
Station. I am a gentleman.
There is
Gives another.
a card on the table for you if you are ever back in our neck of the woods. And
He
grabs
smiles.
she grabs the
Yep.
Air Genasi's arm and says an incantation and snaps her fingers, and they're gone.
Okay, and then he kind of does the whole like where you like slap both sides of your face to kind of wake yourself up a bit,
Mm-hmm.
and again proceeds to get dressed. And then once he gets dressed, he like steps out of the captain's quarters and like throws his cloak over his shoulder, and yeah, makes a move to the rendezvous point.
Now, this is one of your father's top of the line vessels.
It is.
You only got it because it was someone from the Grey Breeze family that was requesting a very special job of the Sioux Sailing Incorporated.
Yep.
There are 2 levers on either side of the big steering wheel. You are told
Okay.
to only touch the green lever, and the red lever is only for emergencies.
Green levers on the. You said these are levers, one on each side.
Yeah, so the green lever is on your left, the red lever is on your right.
Okay. Walk him eyes the red lever. Said nope, nope. Emergencies only. And we're not there yet. So he cranks the green lever and then starts leading her out.
As you do, you feel the ship, like, it creaks a little bit, and then and then you get it pointed in the direction. You see you're a little to the northwest, just slightly, of Black Rock Cove.
Mm-hmm.
So you adjust your direction accordingly. You know the tides in the area. For right now, at least, it's pretty calm. There's no storms that you can see.
Yep.
And
Feels
you're
good.
going. You see Poppy kind of just stands up. She was laying down. She stands up. She flaps her wings and has her eyes closed and her feathers kind of going in the breeze as your ship itself starts picking up speed rather quickly.
Mm-hmm. Won't be too much longer, Poppy.
You're about, from where you are, you weren't really anchored. You were kind of anchored, but the current kind of moved you a little bit. So I'd say you're probably about 4 or 5 miles away from Black Rock Cove itself. But by this point, you guys have swam and rowed. You're now in like the deep ocean part of the Maelstrom Isles in the Eldathian Sea. So you're probably by this point a few miles out from where you started. As you approach, you see the smoke of fires going on. And you see commotion. There's a bunch of ships. You can make out the objects in the distance. You can't really see what's going on, but you see that's where the smoke's coming from. I'm going to need you, Yaokim, to make a perception check for me.
It's actually just walk him.
Walk him. Walk him.
Walk him.
Make a perception check.
All right.
Okay. 21. As you're approaching, you see this tiny little object on your horizon, like on the line of the direction you're going. This tiny little object kind of just floating. It looks like it's might be moving towards you. Sometimes it looks like it's moving backwards because you're moving so quickly. It's right in your path.
How quick is it coming up?
You're moving up on it rather quickly. It's like a few hundred yards out, but
As I get closer, am I able to discern what it is more?
You get closer. It looks like it's some kind of small vessel with four humanoid-like creatures in it.
Okay, I'm gonna slowly turn so that it is not in my direct path, and that way I'm kind of getting a good view of it as I get closer to it. Do I recognize anybody on the vessel?
Do you have like a spyglass or anything?
I don't believe I do.
I don't know if you have like ship sailing things in your inventory. I get you might not have like a spyglass because
I don't think I do.
you'd have other things required for sailing a ship, but okay. Are you slowing down to get a better look at them, or are you going your same speed?
As we get closer, I would slow down a bit in order to get a better look.
Okay, so you release the green lever, and the ship begins
Nope.
to slow down. Slowly slow down because it takes a while. It's a big vehicle. As you do, you recognize your friend, Yenor. You see a very attractive humanoid next to her. You see a turtle rowing. And you see a large but also attractive tabaxi.
So Joachim gives a big smile. He and he would come to a complete stop as he pulls alongside them, and then he would kind of go over to the edge of the boat so that he could look down at them, and he'd kind of get Yenner's attention. And he'd say, "Going my way, beautiful," and then flash a big cheesy smile.
Let us up, you big horny oaf.
Only because you asked so nicely. And then he throws down the rope ladder.
I again look to Lala and say, ignore him, and then start climbing up.
That may be difficult to do, but frankly, I'm just in awe that we broke a wall, swam, and stole a boat just to get on another one with this.
I don't gotta row this one, do I? 'Cause I might need some help. This is a big ship.
Don't worry, I'm half tempted to make him push it. And I'll point over at Joachim.
I think you're safe. I don't think he rode it over by himself.
Joaquin sneezes.
Well, every captain has its crew. You just never see the crew because they're below deck.
Only crew below deck is a person running the galley. Come on, you've been on a boat long enough to know that. She kind of pokes his shell.
I wasn't allowed to be on the upper deck. I was always in the lower deck, either rowing or mopping or You know, I'd be lucky if I got to swap the poop deck.
I think this poop deck swabs itself.
Did
Are they
everybody
up on
get up on
the
the boat?
deck now?
I don't know. Detol, are you also climbing up onto this boat?
Yes.
Then yes, while you guys are having this conversation and your friend is staring down at you with a big smile on his face, you do get up onto the boat deck.
I'm going to grab his arm and I'm going to give him a very, very serious look. And I'm going to say, we need to get away from here now.
Yes, but introductions first, right? Everybody?
You can wait.
Now.
Unless you want to lose Daddy's ship.
No, okay, fine. You are the paying client. And then he turns around. As he turns around, he gives like a big smirk. And then he takes a little bit, he takes like a smoking device out. And then he takes like a big pull. And then he turns back to Yenner. You want?
I want you to get us out of here now.
Aye, Captain. And then he starts walking back to the steering wheel, smoking and saying, "Oh, Captain, my Captain."
As he does that, I'm going to take the heel of my boot and just kick him right in the butt.
Wah! And then he turns around and gives like a ooh.
Sweetheart, you don't got the right equipment. You do, however, have the equipment to make this boat go fast.
Present that. It is great use. And then that's when he reaches the steering wheel. It's like, okay, we're going to the meeting place. Don't worry. You
Now,
made it. This is fantastic.
now, you are aware of the heavy pirate presence to the east and the southeast, which is the path you would normally go to get back home. East and then southeast down to Zatha. But you can't take that path because it is crawling with pirate ships. You have seen them sailing in and out of the port in that direction.
Okay, can't go that way.
You're either going to have to go out into the deep sea and wait for things to calm down a little bit, which could take a couple days or a week. Or you can take the long way around. You have to avoid the islands, because the islands, there's also a high density of pirates, even in the islands that are occupied by the Arlegian tribes. So you'd have to sail around those, and you'd have to stop off in Arbor.
And where, I'm sorry?
Arbor. Arbhur.
Am I familiar with Arbor?
It's where you picked up Lala.
Okay. Oh wait, it's where I picked up Lala?
Yeah, it's where you picked up Lala the first time she asked you to transport.
Hold on. Apologies. I remember my backstory with Yenner, not with. Hold on. Yep. Okay. Yep.
Yenor.
I transported you to the. Apologies. Yeah, I remember with Yenor. But yeah, I did transport Lala to the Pirate Isle, so I recognized Lala.
You only saw her once, so you only recognized her now after staring at her for quite a few minutes straight.
Do I remember?
And I know how old she is.
No, that did not come up in conversation. Lala You're focused on being soaking wet right now. You
True.
could care less who he is. And it's not the same ship. He doesn't have the same ship that he had when he transported you either.
Highly unpleasant.
He's gonna narrow his eyes at Lala and then say, "Oh, I remember you, cutie from the Pirate Isles."
You must be mistaken. That was clearly someone else.
No, no, no. I don't forget faces or body types.
Hey, how about you be useful and get us some towels, please?
I'm driving. And then he smiles and he sets the boat to autopilot.
I don't have a face or a body. You're clearly mistaken. You've never seen me.
Is she like hiding her face in any way right now?
I don't know, Lala,
No.
are you?
No, she's just pretending she doesn't have a face or a body. She's an invisible ghost, and you definitely can't see her.
So he would then walk right up to her and get like right in her face and say, "Hi, I do see you."
Now, as you do that, you would notice that she has a very young face.
So they say, "Hi, how old are you?"
You're going to
Excuse me.
catch their death of cold.
So I guess on the deck here, there would be like a tarp or some sort.
Yeah, you'd
Is there anything like that?
have storage chests of like various sailing equipment, tarps, sails, ropes, etc. You would also have in like next to your captain quarters, in your captain quarters, and below deck, stocked with various provisions, outfits, and towels and whatnot.
Okay.
This is not a combat
So,
ship. This is a merchant ship.
yep. I would then look at her and narrow my eyes and say, "I'm gonna be right back." And he would go down and get some towels and whatnot, and he would come back and say, "If anybody needs to change of clothes, you just head downstairs. Help yourselves." And then he looks back at Lala. "You, how old are you?" This invisible,
Voila.
who's not very invisible,
While we await for Lala to answer the
yep.
question, Poppy recognizes that her owner is back.
Where is she?
She's been on the deck sunbathing and enjoying the breeze.
Alright, I'm gonna go over and I'm going to throw myself onto her back and just kind of like flop over her neck.
Well, you did just get her all wet. She shakes a little bit and then kind of trills and looks back at you and squawks.
I'm gonna scratch right behind her ears and just kind of snuggle.
She does the head tilt thing and kind of leans into it and just kind of flaps her wings happily and starts trotting around on the deck. Lala, are you back?
Yes, but I missed the question. I'm sorry.
He asked how old you were.
Oh. Old enough. None of your business. I wouldn't tell you even if we were friends.
Joaquin,
He's gonna
she's young
like.
enough to be yours.
What was that? I lost the last bit.
I'm going to yell across the deck that she's probably young enough to be yours and is therefore off limits.
His eyes would get wide, and then he'd look down at Lala, and then he'd look back at Yenor, say, "You brought children on my boat. What is why?"
They were going to hang her and then shoot her and then drown her.
That's a fair enough reason. And then he looks back at Lala. You want a juice box or something?
I'm not a child. I'm 18, which is officially an adult. And you wouldn't know the difference if I told you differently anyway. Maybe I'm 40. And I don't know who my parents are. Maybe it's you.
I'm gonna get you a juice box and the bathrobe, because you got a little bit too much showing up there, you movie.
I'm going to get you a fat lip if you don't treat me with some respect.
I'm going to go introduce myself to them now.
Okay.
I'm going to wave. I'm say, my name is Yenor Graybreeze. I'm going to bow and say thank you for allowing me to rescue you and not hurting me.
Thanks for the rescue, but what was it for?
That is a really long story. Like, real long.
Well, I don't see us getting off this ship anytime soon.
Yeah, we're gonna take the long way. So, story time. Go ahead.
Well, I really don't know that much about my life, but so I don't know what I have to do with anything.
Do I at least get your names before I tell you my life story?
How do you not know much about your life? Weren't you there for it?
Yeah, that was until pirates, or at least I think it was pirates, left me for dead in an alley because of sniffle shade. So it's as much up in the air as everything else is. Again, can I have your names?
Lala.
Beetle.
You actually want to know my name?
Yes,
Well,
I do, Turtle Boy.
I go by Crocker. My last name Molasses.
DM, would I recognize any of these names from my investigation?
No. You didn't get any specific names in your investigations yet. You've hit a lot of dead ends. You have stumbled across a larger black market than you were aware of, but nothing in relation to you being left for dead in an alley.
I don't suppose any of you guys know anything about sniffle shade and the trade of that.
Lala, Kraka, and Detol, each of you can make a history check to figure out how much you would know about said sniffle shade.
That's a 9, but I'm going to use a hero point.
Go ahead.
Well, that just makes it a 10.
Lala, yours isn't coming through there. Try rolling again. Oh, there it is. It came through. Well, that's without her proficient, or without her bonus, whatever her bonus would be.
It doesn't come through from. Oh, there it is.
That's 7.
Yeah, it's not good.
Croc and Lala, neither of you really know much or dealt with Sniffle Shade much. So you wouldn't really know much of anything. D-Tall. At one point or another, you were involved with protecting and enforcing a drug and arms trader's warehouse. You only realized he was a drug and arms trader after the fact. You were just in it for the money. And that's what caused you to leave for the Pirate Isles. Not before you were hired as a small group of assassins.
Tell them this.
So you are all told that Dtal has worked for those that handle Sniffle Shade and other illegal arms.
I don't suppose you have a full list of names and addresses on you?
Oh, right offhand, no.
Rough location?
The rough location you would remember, the warehouse you were protecting was in Zatha.
It was in Zaza.
Zatha, Z-A-T-H-A.
Zaza.
You weren't really given someone's actual name as to whose warehouse it was. You were just paid by some thug, paid well.
A dude.
If you saw him again, would you recognize him?
PM. Was he recognizable?
The thug that you did most of your dealings with, no, not really. However, you have seen his boss quite a few times in your dealings going in and out of the warehouse you were protecting. And you would recognize his boss if you saw him again. But you were never given a name for his boss.
Never a name, but I know him to see him.
Fantastic. DM, where is this boat going?
Alright, so your boat is sailing out of the Eldathian Sea, out of the range of the Maelstrom Isles, out of the Eldathian Sea, into the deep of the Maelstrom Tides. This gets you out of the range of the pirate ships where they have raiding parties and a dense cluster of their fleets all around the Maelstrom Isles. So the ship is going northwest, out around into the Maelstrom Tides, and looping back around to the coast of Arlegia, where there are Arlegian fleets known very well for their advanced navy, and therefore very good at defeating pirates. And you, since Mr. Sue has an Onyx Accord banner, will be granted safe passage through to Arbor, where after that journey you will need to stop for refueling and whatnot. Even with the enhanced speed, that journey is about a 3-day journey to avoid detection and capture.
And then after that, are we going back to Zatha?
It's up to you guys after you hit Arbor what you do. Joachim does need to get his father's boat back to him.
Where's that?
Zotha. His
Does he
family
really?
lives in Zotha. What was that?
Does he really, though?
Hi, baby.
So this sniffle shade is a weapon of some kind?
It is a highly addictive drug.
Right.
And people don't like when you look into the distribution of it.
What does it have to do with us? And you? I mean, sure, they left you for dead, but what does that have to do with us?
I work with the Onyx Accord and the Kingdom of Ashania. I was looking into it as an investigator and was attacked. Now they want me to hunt down the people who are doing it, and it's led me to pirates. And I figure who better to help me find pirates than pirates who are not dead when they should have been dead.
More than I can count.
Well, I think you're kind of onto something there, because I don't know that much about this sniffle shade, except it's just something you do. You usually trade more in the open water than you do in land. It's the only time I've seen is, and ever unloading those boxes from underneath is when we were out at the open sea.
Look, I empathize and I appreciate you getting us out of there. I really do. But unless somebody's going to be paying me, I don't see where I have any foot in this.
I'm working with the Onyx Accord and Ashanian officials, so there's a decent amount of money to be had potentially if we can catch it. Because if it does go the way that it's looking like it might, we could potentially be taking out the pirates.
Does that mean
It
we
did.
potentially plunder whatever they happen to be holding at the time?
If you happened to pick up some gold and some expensive items, who's to say? Because I'm not gonna say anything. There's a lot of very expensive items where I'm going to need to be going. So.
See something and don't say shit. That's my type. I like you. All right.
Now, did I hear you say something about a change of clothes? And I'm gonna look over at Joaquin.
Mr. Sue.
Oh, now you're talking to me. Yeah? And then he tosses her some clothes. Actually, he like grabs. He has Mage Hand bring clothes to her.
Okay.
I'm gonna look directly at him walk behind Poppy so that she's covering all of my things, and I'm gonna take my shirt off and throw it at him.
Right in front of me?
I'm hiding behind Poppy, so you know my shirt's off, but you can't see anything.
Alright, so as she goes, alright, hold on. I want to try something. Give me one sec. I just want to see if I can. Uh, okay. Would I know what scares a hippogriff?
You can make a nature or animal handling check. Be relatively high since the only time you interact with Poppy is when Yenor leaves her with you if she is going on a mission like she just did, or if Yenor is there.
You said a nature or an animal handling?
Yes.
Uh, I'll go with animal handling.
It's going to be somewhat high. It's not going to be super high, but
that's a natural 20.
Under normal circumstances, you would not know what would spook a hippogriff. Under these circumstances, you have a moment of brilliance and think that, hey, maybe what scares other large animals that are horse-like would scare a hippogriff. If you need examples,
So,
loud sounds, small things that by their feet.
Okay, so as all right. So as she walks over to so as she walks behind Poppy and starts to take her shirt off, uh, Joaquin's eyes would kind of narrow and he'd get like a devilish look, and then he'd do like a click, be like, "You hear that?" And then he would kind of make a little gesture with his hand, and I guess from behind, I guess like out of the line of sight of the hippogriff would be they would hear the sound of like a predatory animal uh, that sounds like it's about to pounce on.
What predatory animal? Because a hippogriff is pretty predatory.
Well,
Hippogriffs
based
only
on my
have one
check, what I
natural
know,
enemy.
based on this check, would I know this?
Oh, well, it's a natural 20, so you would know that they don't have a lot of natural predators. You would not be familiar with what that predator is. There are a few that would come to mind. They are rather large. Like something that could swallow it whole.
How big are hippogriffs?
Like bigger than a stallion.
Poppy is 10 feet long with a 20-foot wingspan, weighing around 950 pounds.
So I guess I would make the sound of a giraffe.
Uh,
Dragons, manticore, or wyverns.
Oh, dragon. I thought he said the sound of a giraffe, and my
He
brain.
said Tarask.
Huh?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of what a giraffe sounds like. My brain is broken.
That's actually a really good question. What the hell does a giraffe sound like?
That was my best guess.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. You make this just loud bestial roaring sound. Yenor, you're gonna need to make an animal handling check because you feel Poppy getting spooked.
Oh, that's worse.
Go ahead, DM.
So, as you make the loud Tarask sound, Poppy gets spooked and jumps and kind of takes to the skies for a little bit.
Yep.
Yenor's shirt was off. She didn't get anything else off yet. And while
Nope,
she threw her shirt at you, in the time that happened, she had turned to the side, so she's partially facing away from you, and her hair is down and wet and sticking to her body, so you can't actually see anything.
It's still a lovely image.
You see like the silhouette, but you don't really see anything.
I'm just gonna stare at him, and I'm gonna say, I'm telling Kaida when we get home.
No. That's completely unnecessary. And he immediately turns around and grabs another towel and then like puts it up and turns his head away so that he's not looking, but then he kind of sneaks like a half look and then stops looking again.
Ooh, someone's in trouble. I don't even
You would
know.
know in other interactions that you've had, because you're a flirty person, that Kaida's pretty protective and possessive of Yenor, and is not one to be trifled with, especially in the sense of magics, as she is quite highly skilled with the arcane arts.
Indeed, she is. Don't want to mess with her, at least not in the unfun way. But yeah.
You also know that she is a changeling, so you don't even know if you'd know her when she would be approaching you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, terrifying, but still kind of hot.
She would never hurt you permanently, but she'd definitely give you a kick in the ass.
I'll make her ground you from the Onyx Accord archives. No more research for you. And I'm going to do the naughty hand fingers.
Okay. Relax. Look, you're getting
Do you not pay enough for titties? You have to look at mine too?
I mean, they are kind of... The silhouette is lovely. You should be proud, first off. But, I mean, bodies are lovely, aren't they?
Rounded. And while this conversation is happening, I'm changing clothes.
Yeah. You're not being fun with me. I'm just saying. You could be more fun.
I'm going to tell my wife, my darling, beloved wife, what you're doing. You're not
Giving
going to
you
have
a
fun.
towel, rescuing you from near death. Yes.
Scaring our
all of
daughter
them.
Poppy so that you can see my boobs.
I point to Poppy. Who's gonna scare that thing?
She's already landed back on the deck. She's realized that there's nothing and has landed back down and kind of just looked at you and looked at Ynor and looked back at you and looked at Ynor and then just kind of laid down.
Can I motion for Poppy to like take a little nip at him?
Make another animal handling check. Oh. Well, everyone, because Kim got a natural 20 and Ynor just got a natural 20, so everyone should have 3 inspirations now.
Except for me, because I used one.
Yeah, except for Ynor, who just used one, but there should be 3 total because there have been 3 natural 20s so far. Yeah, you motion. Poppy gets up and kind of walks over to you, Mr. Sue, and kind of is snapping her beak at you and kind of just she's not being serious. You could tell she's like, as she's walking, she's playfully getting back up on her hind legs with her front legs and kind of swiping, and then she walks up to you and she gives you a pretty forceful headbutt.
Yeah.
You get knocked back a couple steps. You don't take any damage, but you get knocked back a couple steps. Then she kind of just trots back over to Ynor.
That was fun, Dizzy. Was that really necessary, Ynor?
You're lucky she didn't bite you overboard.
Well, then who would be here to drive the boat?
I'm sure I can figure it out.
You take my boat yet?
I'd leave you a tow rope.
I thought we meant more to each other than this.
And you're willing to risk it for titties.
I mean, you do have no. Because he thinks about the wife just kind of casting deadly magic, and that's nope. I am quite satiated, as I already got my fill before we set out. So this is all fine.
I don't suppose there's food on this boat?
Yeah, there's plenty, just downstairs. And he motions to the kitchen. Help yourself. We're stocked.
A note: there's no chef. This boat's not manned by anyone. It's literally meant for one person to sail.
But we do have like provisions. Like
you have provisions, and there's a kitchen. You just have to know how to cook.
I'm gonna go start cooking.
Yeah, and can you make something for me? I'm kind of hungry.
I'm gonna look at him. I'm gonna look down at my left hand. I'm gonna fiddle with my wedding ring, and I'm gonna be like, there is a wedding ring here. But it's not from you, and I'm just gonna turn around and leave.
But I have to drive the boat, and I'm starving.
Maybe I'll bring a sandwich! And I yell that up the stairs.
You put the boat on autopilot.
Oh, that's right, I did. And he realizes, that's right, I have to be here, and he runs downstairs.
What are the other 3 of you doing? There's towels, clothes. You just watched this very strange interaction after being rescued from near death.
Get some dry clothes on.
What are these clothes? You have no tab? Nothing?
Hey.
Nothing designers?
They're all just common clothes.
She's digging through all the clothes, trying to find something that looks at least like mildly styled. Because that's still important to her at her age.
You do find some, I wouldn't say elegant, but not I'd say uncommon clothes. Buried
Cool.
deep in a chest.
She wants to look cool.
Braka.
Yeah.
What are
Sorry.
you doing?
I've just been sitting over here, just watching them two argue and fight. I mean, I'm not really doing that much of anything. We're supposed to be doing something.
Food's being made. People are drying off. You're a turtle. But food's being made. People are drying off. I can hear myself in your mic for some reason.
Sorry,
I just don't know why it's reverberating.
I don't have it through my mic, so I
Oh, okay.
kind of mute it while I'm not talking.
But yeah, as you guys are now, the banter has ceased. Clothing and bodies are being dried. Food is being made. We're gonna call that a break, and we're gonna head to break here. Thank you all for tuning in, and we will be back here in a few moments.
There's donuts in the break room.
Back some more shenanigans.
we are back. Thank you all so much for sticking with us. We left off with this band of ex-pirates and Onyx Accord individuals sailing away from the pirate zone of control in the Eldathian Sea and into the Maelstrom Tides to loop back around into the coastline of the Arlegian tribes, where they will be granted safe passage. What are you all doing now that you have been on this boat for a little bit and have dried off?
Question
Yes.
before we start. This queen that we allegedly tried to assassinate, who is she?
So the Pirate Queen.
Ah.
You had all, in some way, shape, or form, been part of the forces that Hoppy Fishhook and Venix Smallbones had gathered and recruited and allied themselves with, and in your case, Detal paid to storm the keep and the castle of the Pirate Queen. You stood no chance, and Hoppy Fishhook and Venix Smallbones, along with a small band from each, have fled. You guys were among the captured. You three were among the captured. Much of the captured got shot on sight as they tried to escape the cuffs, but you all were easily subdued in the chaos.
Is she a baddie?
The Queen?
Yeah.
In what way?
I don't know. Why are we trying to kill her? Why do they want to kill her? Just because she's the queen and they are also pirates? Were they trying to usurp a position? Or cause a power vacuum?
I guess you would know. Make a history check to see what you remember from talking with the captain that had.
Would you mind? I'm trying to get this child to sleep.
Yeah, I can make your history check for you.
Thank you.
Let's see. +2. Well, that's an 8.
Yeah, my first history check was luck.
You don't remember much. You don't remember why they were trying to do it. You don't know if they had a specific reason or if something else was happening. If there was a larger picture that was going on. Or if someone was pulling the strings behind the scenes. You're not really sure.
Okay. I feel like this is going to loop back around anyway, so we shall see.
Is anyone doing anything specific?
I'm gonna snoop around.
What time of day is it?
So, it's actually like dusk.
Do I see
Take a
her
nap.
trying to sneak around?
You what?
Well, I think somebody else was saying something first.
Well,
You too?
you and Yenor went down to cook.
Okay, so we're still cooking.
Yes, you are not done cooking yet. This is essentially dinner.
I would be trying to play chef's assistant with Yenor then.
Yenor, do you accept your assistant?
As long as he keeps his hands on the food.
Yes, yes, yes. You threatened me with your wife. I understand. I accept. I respect you. What are we making? And he rolls up his sleeve.
What provisions are there that I can make? Can I make a stew?
We should have enough for that.
It is
And he goes and
approaching the chilly season, fall, if you will. Actually, I'm not 100% sure what season it is because I changed the calendar.
no.
It is chilly though because it is approaching dusk and you're essentially in the middle of the ocean. So yes, I would say there's enough provisions to make various types of stews. There's also provisions enough to make simple pasta and meat dishes. There's plenty of potatoes, other root vegetables that will stay. There's some ice boxes that have fresh cured meats as well.
Joaquin,
Nothing
go
is the
ask
good
Turtle
stuff.
Boy if he eats meat.
Oh yeah, okay, okay. Just again, and he points to a specific ice. The stuff in there, that's the good stuff. Don't use that right now, please.
What did you say? Can you repeat that? You got a little warbly.
I was just gonna say that he's gonna point to a specific ice box and say, just don't use the stuff in that one. That one's the special point.
You do see that the ice box he points to has his father's seal on it.
Seal as in it's a sealed container?
Yes.
Okay. So I can't look without.
His father would probably know.
How close am I with his dad?
Not as close as you are with him.
Okay, I'll leave it alone for now.
It's essentially his father is your parents' friend. And that's where it ends.
Okay, doke.
Do I see her eyeing this ice box?
No, you have gone to go get Kraka while she was doing that.
Okay.
Because you said don't go to that ice box, and then you left.
I'm below deck, just so you know.
Oh, so you walk out of the kitchen area and see Kraka just sitting there.
Oh, there you are. Turtle man, what's going on? And he kind of like gestures to like shake hands with Crocker.
Well, how are you doing, fine, sir? Yeah.
I'm pretty good. How you doing?
I've been better, but I don't really know much anymore.
Well, what do you mean?
It's kind of a long story. I'd have to get to know you a little bit more before I told you exactly what's going on.
So he's gonna give Crocker a big smile, and then he's gonna maneuver a little bit closer, and then he's gonna put a big arm around him and give him a big smile and say, "Buddy, we've got a long trip. We got nothing but time. So I'm down to listen to that story over food. In which case, I have to ask: do you eat meat, or are you strictly, plants, or what do you?"
I prefer. Yes, I do eat meat. I prefer it raw. The fresher, the better.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I don't really
I
like.
do like a little rare.
I don't really like raw meat. I'm more of a seafood type.
I think we can rustle up some grub for you. But you owe me a story.
One of these nights while we're out here in the open sea, possibly over a drink.
I'll be back. You hang tough. And he would go back to Ynor.
I'll be here. I ain't going anywhere else.
Turtle Man over there does eat meat, but you actually don't have to cook it. He eats it raw.
Well, how about you go scramble up some sushi and I'll start the soup.
Yep, I can do that. So he would go to a separate area and start cutting up some stuff. Yeah, this kind of reminds me of that time where weren't you making dinner?
I'm very intrigued
And
where you're going with this.
I mean, from what I remember, you had just gotten married, and we were having a dinner, and I brought over that guy, and
You're gonna have to be so
he,
much more specific. I've seen you with so many men.
I mean, he was the guy with he was really tall, He's really
Was it the
tall.
guy that was shaped like a beanpole?
I mean, which part? And he gives like a devilish smirk.
Apparently the only part that matters to you.
Yin, no fun.
I'm more fun if you
No,
have the right equipment.
yeah, no. Again, not everybody can be your lovely wife. Your lovely wife. But
I'm gonna stop you, and I'm gonna stare at you, and I'm gonna go. You wanna repeat what you just said about my Kaida?
it's like Kaida is a fetching woman, and then he will immediately turn back to his work and continue preparing sushi. Fetching.
I'll start the soup again, but I'm gonna keep glancing at him every few minutes.
Okay. Kraka, during this time, what are you doing? You're sitting down there. You can hear their banter, and you can smell the food.
I'm just kind of sitting over here in the corner and admiring how clean this deck is below. Like, I came down here to possibly do something, but there ain't nothing to do because it's clean for a ship. So I'm just gonna sit here because I don't know what else to do.
Okay.
That's all I'm used to, rowing and cleaning. And I don't gotta row, and I don't gotta clean.
Okay. D-Tall, what are you doing? And where are you? I don't remember if you went to the downstairs or if you're on the top of the deck.
On top of the deck, just kind of catching the glimpse of the last bit of the sun and listening to everything that's going around.
Just Very peaceful waters, slight ocean breeze, the sound of Hoppy trilling or chirping at something every now and again. The muffled banter downstairs. You can't really make out what they're saying, you just hear the muffled banter. That's about it. Quite calm and serene compared to how you got to the ship.
Just kind of taking the peacefulness in.
Lala.
He's snooping.
Yes,
If there's
you are snooping.
There's a captain's quarters or...
Well, first you need to make an investigation check.
Again.
Yep, I'm in your sheet.
Thanks.
Shh. That's a 12.
How many hero points do we have?
You're at level 5, so you have... I think it's 5. I have to find the thing.
Either way, I have more. I will use one.
Oh no, I'm sorry. It's not. It is half your level. It is 5 plus half the character's level for hero point. So you should actually start with, at level 5 you have 8. So yes,
Okay.
you do have 1. So I'll roll a d6 for you. 6. So that's an 18. That's not bad.
Yay! So we're looking for captain's quarters, but really anything that seems interesting, we'll stop off and look around.
Are you going under, like to the lower deck, or are you just staying on the top deck?
Captain's quarters are usually like close to the top. So how many? This is just like a 2-layer ship,
Yes.
just above and below. Okay.
Yes.
Well, unless there's something that sticks out, like that's clearly, like sometimes there's the little, I don't know, wheelhouse, the little house that's behind the steering. Unless there's one of those, then we'll go under and start snooping down there for it.
So you know they went downstairs. Your snooping would probably be interrupted. You can
I was
easily.
trying to avoid the kitchen area in order to look around and just, be quiet.
Yeah. So when
Do I have to go through there to snoop?
no, they went down below deck
Yes.
to the kitchen area, but the kitchen area faces the stairs below deck. So you wouldn't
Well,
be
I
able
mean-
to get past it without one of them seeing you. And you know Krako went down there too.
I'll just pretend to look for a bathroom.
But on the top deck, underneath the steering wheel, there's a room. Like there's the stairs on both sides, and there's a big room underneath the steering area. And then on the opposite side of the ship, there's another room with a raised deck area.
Okay. We'll check under the steering wheel.
Okay. This door is unlocked underneath the steering wheel. This room looks to be storage. Nothing. It's mostly empty. There's a few crates in here. Some of them are open. Looks like there were towels and some other clothing pieces in here. Nothing too extravagant or interesting.
Then we will go to the other deck room.
The other deck room, the door's locked.
I will use my thieves' tools. Does
So
that
you're
sleight of
going
hand
to
something?
be, huh?
This
Yeah,
is a
it's
sleight of
lock picking, so it would be
Yeah.
sleight of hand, and you are proficient with your thieves' tools, so you do get your sleight of hand proficiency bonus. If you were not proficient with your thieves' tools, it would just be a dexterity check. But you are proficient, so we're gonna roll this. That's a 17. Are you happy
Yay.
with a 17?
Yeah, I think that'll do.
Okay. His door opens. It's not a difficult lock. It's locked, but it's not a difficult lock. So you get inside. See a very large, king-sized bed in the center. Sheets are still unmade. Some questionable implements around the room.
Ew.
There's a big wooden trunk at the foot of the bed, and then there's a couple of chests on either side, like near the nightstands.
I'm gonna go to one of the chests. We'll say the one on the left. Just
Okay, you go to the chest on the left. It is partially open. It is not locked.
what is it?
One second, I have to get it.
Aja, stop.
Oh. Why didn't it? Copy. Paste? There we go. It's in the Discord chat. That's what you find in that open chest.
Oh dear. That's not what I was looking for.
I didn't search it. It was sent to me by Mr. Sue.
Oh god. Alright, what about the one on the other side?
The small chest on the other side is locked.
I will attempt to open that one as well.
Alright, we'll roll another sleight of hand check for you.
Yes, I love you too. Can you not kiss my eyeball?
That's another 17.
Huzzah!
Are you happy with a 17?
Sure.
Okay. This chest does not open.
Barnacles. Is the trunk unlocked?
Are you going to the trunk to find out?
Yes.
As you do, the trunk is unlocked. Yes.
Anything interesting in there? Family pictures, heirlooms, stocks, bonds.
More implements like the ones that are strewn about the room.
Oh. Are there any family pictures or anything hung about?
None hung about, no.
Well, if that's all there is, then I guess I'll go check out the other room that's above deck.
You
Or
did
no,
already.
already.
Yes.
That's right.
On your way out, you do see, because right now you've been focused on the chest, so you haven't really looked. You do see that there is a door in this room. Looks like it's situated like to a room that's underneath the actual stairs.
We'll see if I can get in there.
Door's unlocked.
What is inside?
There's a desk, a small little desk with a chair behind it. See, there's a couple of pictures and some documents out on the desk, and pictures are kind of set up on the desk.
Can I get a general idea of what the documents are?
Seem to be just various permits for shipping and licenses from the Onyx Accord and passes for travel through various territories.
Nothing secrety.
No, all just official documents in case you're stopped by security forces.
Are there any drawers?
Oh, yeah, the desk has drawers.
Is there anything interesting in them? Any locked drawers?
One drawer you open up, it has like just parchment and writing implements. The other drawer is locked.
I suppose I could try to open this one.
You can, sure. We'll make another sleight of hand check.
Roll better.
19.
Huzzah!
You open the drawer to find it empty.
Who would lock an empty drawer? That's suspicious. Is there a secret compartment or anything? Can I investigate?
We can investigate. You rolled a 13.
Damn. It's fine. After thinking about this, I've concluded I'd probably find the secret compartment and it would just be photographs and that I don't want to see.
Okay.
Embarrassing photographs from the Christmas party.
You close the drawer. Leave the office, close the door. Close anything that you opened, but leave the open things open so that it looks like you weren't there. And
Yes.
close the door to it and kind of just, what are you doing now?
I guess she will just go and sit for a bit and look out upon the sea and relax a little, as much as she can relax, which isn't that much.
While you're sitting, Lala, you just feel the presence of this beast walk up behind you, and you feel the feathers rub against you as it just lays down against your back.
She settles against it as well, just kind of okay.
You see, it's not looking at you. It's just looking out at the sea. It's got its wings folded up, just kind of laying there,
Yes.
breathing softly.
Your peaceful companions lean against each other without acknowledging each other. Mercenary. You said your name was Deedle?
Yes.
Who did you work for?
A few mercenaries. A few higher ranked people.
Most
meant
recently,
on-
she was hired by your captain, or your former captain, Lala, Venix Smallbones.
Yes. I assume we were both sent on this mission by her, so we were both working for her at the time, or
Well, you were on her crew. You were, yeah. So Lala, you were on her actual crew. She recruited you. She paid Deedle.
gotcha.
You were paid in what you guys had plundered. Deedle was just paid. But you were both betrayed.
How'd you get caught up with the likes of her?
The way that I kind of grew up.
What was that? You're kind of scraggly.
Well, the way that I grew up.
Ah, you've been mercenarying for quite a while then.
Yes, a few years. More than I'd like. But the money's good.
Has it been? So far, it's not been that profitable. Although, I haven't exactly been mercenarying.
My life a few times, if you haven't noticed.
Doesn't seem too much worth it. You may as well be a farmer if you had the plot.
That's the problem. Land anymore is just hard to come by sometimes.
You could say that again.
All right. We'll go back to the kitchen.
How long has it been?
Like 10 or 15 minutes.
That I'm still making the stew.
Is there anything else that anyone else wants to discuss or talk about on this tenuous, peaceful evening?
I'm just afraid of getting hit by enemies or threatened by enemies. You know, sorry.
All right. The evening concludes on the ship. Food is served when it is done. You are all given some bowls of stew. Kraka, there is some sushi. As far as resting goes, are we all resting? Are we going to take watches? How are we doing this as a group?
We should probably do watches.
This would be a long rest deal or a short rest?
Long rest. It is nighttime.
How fancy is this
Um,
contraption? Doesn't someone need to watch the weather and the stars?
yeah, I mean, I would make the first watch, but uh, yeah, long rest would be. Actually, I don't even think I need a long rest, but I don't want to get exhaustion, so we would all need to take a long.
Well, I only need 4 hours of meditation. So I can do a majority of it if that works for everyone else.
If you wouldn't mind, would appreciate that. Yeah,
Yeah, as long as you give me like 4 hours to meditate, I'll be fine.
will do.
Who will be taking first watch then? Is that you, Mr. Sue?
Yep.
All right. There are sleeping quarters off of the area that is below deck. They're small because they're also used for cargo storage overflow if there's a lot of stuff that needs to be transported. But for the time being, some bedrolls on top of some hay bales have been laid out. Now, just underneath the deck. Yenor,
Mm-hmm.
since you are such good friends with Mr. Sue, there's a rollout bed in the captain's quarters because you had refused one time to sleep in the bed that he sleeps in, even if it's not with him.
I insisted strongly, but yes, she refused.
So you get the spare bed in the captain's quarters. That's only there for you because you've contracted him so much. Everyone else gets the bedrolls on the hay bales. Is everybody else going to sleep in their designated areas?
Yes.
Well, I usually don't have an area. I sleep wherever, and I just pull all my limbs and everything inside my shell, and just plop.
Okay. Lala and Detal.
Works for me. I slept in worse places.
Indeed.
All right. Everyone goes to sleep. You scoff at the state of his room before clearing out a spot.
How disgusting is this room? Like, is it obvious that there was just a threesome going on a couple hours ago?
It's not disgusting in the sense that there are fluids everywhere or stains. It's just disorganized. He didn't put anything away and he didn't make his bed.
What does it smell like?
I mean, he's a magic user. It smells like the ocean. He can clear out the smells and whatnot.
He's still awake, yeah? I'm gonna ask him if it's safe to sleep in there.
Fine, safe.
Is there a chance I'm gonna get pregnant if I lay down?
Not if you lay there.
I'm just gonna
And he
look
gives
at
her a
him.
big piece.
I'm gonna grab a blanket and I'm just gonna march over to Poppy. And I'm just gonna snuggle into Poppy's feathers and I'm just gonna glare at him. And be like, you need condoms.
You know, I could have lied to you. It's because I love you that I tell you the truth. And then as he says that, he turns around and he takes a step. And he's actually stepping on a blanket, but it cracks.
Okay. You go into your meditative state, laying on Poppy. Everyone else begins their long rest. We'll see how it ends. Joachim,
Yes, sir.
your watch, 2 hours. First, I'll have you make a perception check.
Perception check. Oh no! I got to use an inspiration because that's a natural one.
All right, so you're going to avoid the nat 1 and use your inspiration.
Ah, that's shitty. I'll use a hero point. So that's a D6.
Yeah, let me actually, while you're doing that, I can go and do this real quick. It is a d6, yes.
Oh, 6. All right, better.
What'd you get? You got a 17. All right, I'll keep that in mind. Is there anything you're doing on your watch? Your ship's in autopilot currently.
I'm just kind of looking out on the water. Just relaxing.
Okay. There are a few times you have to make adjustments to your ship's course as the wind and tide kind of shift a little bit on you. But
Mm-hmm.
all in all, rather uneventful watch.
Lovely.
Who is going to take the second watch?
That would be me.
So you would be taking the second and third watch, and then you would need to go back to sleep again. Okay. So, Mr. Sue, you go to bed as you see Yenor wake up and look around, see she's fully awake and ready to take on a watch.
Yep. I look at it and say, you do the thing. Night, night.
Yenor, roll a perception check for me.
24.
Also, mechanics reference, everyone should now have the inspiration tracker and the hero points on their character sheet. 24 is very good. Between you and Poppy, because Poppy woke up a little bit with you, she's half asleep. You're looking around. Across the 4 hours of your watch, I will have you roll a D100 for me.
$25.
Other than some clouds rolling in and kind of breaking up the moonlight from the 3 moons that are now just past full, there's nothing really going on. Are you doing anything with your 4 hours?
No, I don't have any die on me.
Your 4 hours come to an end? Who is taking the final watch between Kraka, Lala, and Detol?
I'll take the
Well.
final watch. Oh,
Oh, I heard Kraka first.
Okay, dokie.
So you go down at the end of your watch, and you go find the shell of a turtle that is your new friend Kraka. How do you wake him up?
I'm gonna crouch down and I'm gonna wrap my knuckles on his shell like I'm knocking on a door.
poke my head out of the shell. Yes.
Your turn.
Oh, already?
Yep.
All right. So what do I do? Just stand upstairs and make sure nobody comes aboard ship?
Basically.
Okay. You have a good night now.
All right, Kraka, you go upstairs. Mr. Sue is in the captain's quarters, and you see Yenor lay down and cuddle up with Poppy on the deck. So in case of emergency, you have them right there that you can wake up.
Well, my hammer, does that only alert me like after a battle while everybody's resting, like including myself? So if I'm awake, then it doesn't do
Oh,
that, or how does that?
your hammer of warning.
Right.
No, you can't be surprised. And it will magically awaken anyone if there's a threat. Anyone within 30 feet.
Okay.
So that means you can't be ambushed. You can't be surprised. You can't be ambushed.
Okay. I just wasn't sure because it says it glows too. Magically awake. Oh, never mind. Okay.
I will have you roll a perception check for your watch.
Perception.
Dirty 20.
Mad. Dirty 20.
That's pretty good. Again, seas stay calm. It's the calm season right now. There's not a lot of storms in the area. The clouds begin to break up a little bit. It's not as thick cloud cover. And you start to see dawn approaching with the sun coming out.
During my watch, I'm just gonna like walk around and make sure that everybody's sleeping. And then once I know that everybody's sleeping, I'm gonna just sneak up into behind the steering wheel of the ship and just act like I'm piloting the ship because this is my first time that I'm allowed to be on the upper deck.
Okay. Everyone is asleep. You're able to, because you are a turtle, you're able to slowly and silently walk around and make sure, and then you go up and you don't touch the steering wheel, but you stand behind it and kind of do a ghost steering wheel right behind it.
I pull out the little toy-ish navigation tools that I've had that I was given when I first started on my journey on the seas. So I'm like, acting like an actual pilot with like these toy-looking wooden navigation tools. Like looks like a compass, but it doesn't read anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. The sun does start breaking over the horizon line. Poppy starts shifting and Yenor starts shifting on the deck. What do you do, Kraka?
I hurry up and like get back away from the steering wheel and then like just look like I'm standing on the upper part. Like I'm just standing up there, just looking over the upper deck.
Okay. Yenor, you're the first one to wake up. Yours is a meditation. It's less of a deep sleep. So you stretch. Poppy gets up, ruffles her feathers, stretches her wings out, does the foot thing. And you could have sworn that you saw some movement up by the steering wheel, but then it was just, you see the turtle shell. Up there you see, oh, it must just be Kraka. What do you do?
I'm gonna go drag Joaquim out of bed.
Joaquim, what are you wearing? How do you sleep when you're by
I sleep
yourself?
nude.
Alright, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have my blanket, and I'm not even gonna bother opening the door. I'm gonna kick it open. So all he hears is a loud bang, and I'm gonna throw a blanket at him.
But as I hear that loud bang, I spring out of bed, and as I spring out of bed, I see Yenor, and I'm like, yeah, what it? And then like I'm covered in a big blanket.
Yep.
Wakey, wakey! And I just turn and walk away.
Lala
You could
and
have brought.
go ahead.
I was just gonna. You could have at least brought tea.
Only good boys get that.
Haha, that's fair.
Lala and Detal, you both just hear banging and commotion on the deck above you.
I'm gonna look over to Lala and just be like, "What is going on?"
It startles me, and Lala has to check that she's not being attacked and nothing horrible is happening to her immediate person, and calms down before she realizes that it's further away and everything's okay.
Everybody's awake now? Mostly. It is officially morning as the sun is over the horizon. The morning clouds and the fog on the ocean are starting to dissipate. It is officially day 1 of your 3-day journey.
The previous
Let me
day
get
didn't
myself
count.
back up.
Oh.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, it's just that the previous like half a day didn't count.
No, because it was your execution was scheduled for dusk, and you had gotten out to the ship at that point. So, like, yes, the ship was sailing overnight. So that was night 1. This is day 1. So instead of going day night, it's night day because you started on the night cycle. Night 1, day 1, then night 2, day 2. Is there anything specific you all are doing? You are effectively stuck together, for better or worse.
Anybody have any jacks? Some kind of game?
I'm just gonna mosey around and just walk around the ship.
Apologies, no jacks, but maybe there are some games in the lower decks.
Actually, you would know that your father stores some games on the ship for times like this when you're just sailing and bored. There's some
So I would.
there's some dice. There's some cards. There's a 3-dragon ante set, which is similar to chess. At least in my head, it's similar to chess.
Okay. I look at Beetle for it. What's your pleasure?
Eat all, you're muted.
Missed that.
He asked what your pleasure was. There's 3 dragon ante, which is kind of like chess. There's cards. There's dice.
Do some dice.
Okay. And he runs down and grabs some dice.
Lala, are you doing anything specific?
I don't know how to play any games.
Are you doing anything specific?
With the investigations that I've done, would I think that the pirates would have followed us out this far, or no?
Usually they would, but 3 of their fastest ships got exploded. And there weren't a lot of ships in the port. So that means the rest of the ships were on raids.
Alright, then I'm just gonna cast Speak with Animals and just chat with Poppy over in a corner somewhere. Just chill.
About anything specific?
You know what? I'm gonna ask her what Wakim was up to and why it took him so damn long to save our asses.
There are some noises and a mysterious female, and then there was a mysterious male, and I didn't recognize them, but I didn't say anything because I just laid here. But there were some noises all night. All night.
I'm gonna nod. I'm gonna be like, yeah, that tracks. And I'm gonna give her chin scratches.
Oh yeah. And her back foot's going as you're doing it. It's, more. Oh yeah, her feathers her one wing's up. She's like doing this. She looks like a paraplegic hippogriff. I said hippogriff. Is there anything else that you're asking, or are you just doing that? Speak with
Nope, I'm just gonna make a mental note of what Wakim was doing with the mysterious female and mysterious man and all of the noises.
We saw the flare. Like, he was outside when you shot the flare up. He just had to kick them out first. That didn't take very long. They were gone. Super fast.
Are you trying to prevent him from being in trouble?
No. I don't lie. I'm a hippogriff. I'm an animal. But he was standing outside. He didn't have very much clothes on when he was standing outside.
He wasn't wearing clothes around you?
He had a loincloth. Or the thing with the strap that looks like...
Next time you see him without pants, you have full permission to bite whatever you want to bite.
Okay. Yeah, he was outside and he saw your flare, so he kicked out his friends.
Friends shouldn't have been on the ship.
They made a lot of noise.
I'm just gonna mutter that.
They made a lot of noise.
Yeah, did they not let you get good sleep?
It was during the day and some nighttime noise. I spent some time flying around catching food. I was hungry.
Okay then.
All right. With
Can
that,
she talk to him?
She was talking to Poppy.
Yeah, can only she understand him, or can Poppy
Who did you
understand
cast
all?
Speak with Animals on?
Ah, okay.
Myself.
So only she can understand Poppy. The rest of you, whoever's in the area, sees her talking. Like, Ynor's talking normally. But you just hear these squawks and chirps from Poppy.
But since I know Norm, I would know that she's done the thing.
She's talking to Poppy, yes.
Yeah, I'd be like, oh, don't mind them. They're squawking at each other. He does that.
Would he know the how or no?
I am a sorcerer.
Yes.
I don't.
He
But I
would.
need to make a check.
No, he would know that you're actually talking with her. Like, he would understand the magic behind it. But he's seen it so many times, he just writes it off as.
It's like, oh, that's just
Yeah.
Doing
So he doesn't really pay attention to the conversation.
Yeah. No idea what you're saying.
On
But
this
you're having it.
lovely morning, with stew still warm and fresh fish all around, we're going to call it there as the opening session to the Etheros Pirates campaign. I'm not sure I can keep calling it that, as you guys are now ex-pirates, but we'll see what happens. Thank you all for tuning in, and I hope you enjoyed the journey that we have gone on. We will see you all next week at the same time and in the same places.
Thank you, guys. Hope you
Until
guys
then,
enjoy our new character.
be safe,
Good
stay
night.
warm, and have a good night.
Bye.
Night, night.